On the morning of Sunday, November 6, 1994, Jan Balmain waited at Newcastle train station for her daughter, Revelle Balmain. Revelle was planning on leaving for Japan and the pair were going out for lunch, but when the train arrived, Revelle did not disembark. Jan would never see her daughter again. Revelle Sabine Balmain was an aspiring model and dancer, leaving for Japan for 6 weeks for her 4th cabaret tour. She worked as an escort to establish herself, but had been planning on leaving her 2 escort companies, VIP Escorts and Select Companions, to focus on a career in showbiz. On the evening of Saturday, November 5th, Balmain had a 4 p.m. appointment with a man named Gavin Seymour. She met him at his Kingsford home, 7 kilometres from Sydney CBD. Following this, Balmain had a second appointment with 2 associates of Select Companions co-owner Zoran Stojanovic, an appointment she never made it to. The last contact with Balmain was made by her best friend, Kate Brentnell, at 7:15 p.m. Balmain told Brentnell that she would call her when she got home so they could meet for drinks. Kate never heard from her friend again. In the days following Balmain's disappearance, police questioned the last person they knew to see her alive, Gavin Seymour. Seymour claimed that after his appointment at 7 p.m, he drove Balmain to the Red Tomato Inn, a bar only a short distance from his home, though no witnesses have come forward confirming this. Balmain's belongings, her shoes, bag, keys and diary, were found scattered nearby, but no sign of a body. Despite Seymour being the last person to see Balmain alive, his house was not searched until November 8th, 3 days after her disappearance, and his car not until 9 days after. No evidence was found connecting Gavin Seymour to her suspected murder. A reward of $100,000 was offered for any information leading to Revelle Balmain's killer. An inquiry into her disappearance opened by the Deputy State Coroner John Abernathy in 1998 and 1999 named Gavin Seymour as the main person of interest in the case. Seymour's girlfriend at the time, Michelle Oswald Seeley, who was in Brisbane the night of Balmain's disappearance, told the inquiry that she had tried calling Seymour several times that night without answer. It wasn't until 9:22 p.m, just over 2 hours after he supposedly last saw Balmain, that he eventually answered the phone. When Seymour picked Michelle up from the airport 2 days later, she noted that he had scratches on his body, notably on his hands and neck, which Seymour claimed were from surfing earlier in the day. She also noted that his car had been cleaned out and their bed sheets washed and hung to dry. She also claimed Seymour had problems with drinking and gambling. During the inquiry, a summary of the police investigation listed the reasons that police still considered Seymour a prime suspect. The report said, Seymour had inexplicable injuries to his finger and body. The explanation of the cause of these injuries was improbable. They also noted that Seymour could not produce a checkbook with which he supposedly paid Balmain with for extra services. When asked by the Deputy State Coroner as to why the officer originally in charge of the case, Detective Sergeant Graham Mullerin, didn't bring in specialist physical evidence officers or the crime scene unit for the initial search on November 8th, he said, "It was an oversight at that time of the inquiry." It was also revealed that the detective sergeant did not seize Seymour's clothing or even inquire as to what clothing he was wearing on the night of Balmain's disappearance, his reasoning being that any evidence needed wouldn't have been there. I walked straight into this investigation. We were flat out all day. We've obviously overlooked that, the viewing of any clothing for damage. At the conclusion of the inquiry in 1999, Deputy State Coroner John Abernathy laid no charges. Jan Balmain, now in her 80s, still waits for updates from the homicide squad for news on her daughter's killer. Revelle's father, Ivor Balmain, died in 2010, never knowing what happened to his daughter. Revelle Balmain's body has never been found.